All right, so let's get started. The title of today's video or live stream, this conversation, is what is SEO and how to use it in your B&B business. So a little bit of housekeeping to begin with. If you're joining me live, then just say hi in the comments and tell me where you're joining from so I can come and say hello. If you are joining me live or on your replay, then put hashtag replay below so that I can come and say hello to you afterwards. And either way, have a pen and paper handy, take notes, ask questions, engage with me so that we all have an enjoyable time together while we're learning. That's important, right? So welcome to the Digital Marketing for B&B Owners 3-part series. This is part 2, and today we're going to cover SEO, or search engine optimization, to give it its full title. So what is SEO and how do you use it in your B&B business to bring you more direct bookings, thereby saving you money? Who doesn't want more of that? On commissions that you might be paying to online travel agents, and attracting better quality guests who spend more with you. So making more money by doing less work, having a more enjoyable time, and saving you commissions that you might be paying to online travel agents. That's what SEO can do for you. And I'm going to hopefully explain it to you in a fun and bit quirky way so that we can understand it better, because it is a bit of a dry subject. So if we haven't met before, I'm Yvonne Halling. I'm the owner of the Bed and Breakfast Owners Group. I'm the founder of bedandbreakfastcoach.com, which is an award-winning hospitality consultancy, coaching and mentoring company. We're based in the UK and we work with owners worldwide to add at least 25% to their income in one season without working any harder. So what is SEO and how do you put it to use in your business? Well, first I'm going to explain what it is, and then we'll get on to how you can put it to work for you. So there's kind of 2 parts to this live stream today. So, and there is an opportunity to get more help at the end with this, if on this particular topic, and I'll tell you about that towards the end of the live stream. So let me just check the comments to make sure I'm welcoming anybody to the call who's already here. Hello, Belinda. It's lovely to see you. Carol, hello. Hello. Heather, hello. Oh, Heather. Hello, Jane. Hello, Jane. Yes, I know you're in the UK, Heather. How lovely. Oh, that's lovely. It's lovely to see so many people. Great, great. Okay. This is a Facebook live stream, Heather. I'm live here, right? I'm broadcasting live, so anything can happen. Be prepared. All right, so part 1 is, what is SEO? So the best way for me to explain this to you, I think, is with a metaphor or a kind of story, right? So let's play a little game, right? You up for that? Let me know. We're going to play a little game, and I want you to imagine that you are a little brown mouse. You're a little brown mouse, but you're not just any old little brown mouse. You have longer ears than usual. So now you're a long-eared little brown mouse, and you have a black face. So now you're a long-eared little brown mouse with a black face. Bear with me, okay? Just play along if you can. But not only that, you also have a lovely big pink bushy tail. So now you're a long-eared little brown mouse with a black face and a big pink bushy tail. But you have no front teeth. You're a long-eared little brown mouse with a black face and a big pink bushy tail with no front teeth. But you love cheese, as all mice do. But because you have no front teeth, you can't eat the usual hard cheese that all the other mice seem to love. You can only eat soft cheese. And your favourite soft cheese is Roquefort, that lovely, gooey, bluey, stinky French cheese from the town of Roquefort on the west coast of France. So now You're a long-eared little brown mouse with a black face, a lovely pink bushy tail, with no front teeth, who loves Roquefort cheese, and your dream is to find this delicious cheese. Okay? Now let's imagine that someone somewhere owns a cheese shop for mice. And even though they have a huge selection of cheeses from all over the world, soft and hard, all the mice ever buy is the hard cheese called cheddar. And the shop owner would love to share his passion about so many other cheeses, especially Roquefort, but none of the mice seems to want to buy it. Then one day, the shop owner learns that there's another type of mouse with long ears, black face, big pink bushy tail with no front teeth, who can't eat the normal hard cheese but can only eat Roquefort. In fact, the shop owner learns over time that there are several mice like this one. He's not alone, and he wants to find them. So one night, as he's closing his cheese shop for the night, he puts out the normal hard cheese and he puts out some nice soft Roquefort to tempt the new mice. What do you think will happen when the long-eared, black-faced, pink bushy-tailed mice with no front teeth, who only eat Roquefort cheese, hear about this? What do you think? Do you think they'll be interested? You can bet they will, right? And do you think they'll tell their other long-eared, black-faced, pink bushy-tailed mice with no front teeth who only eat Roquefort cheese about this wonderful place? What do you think, eh? So, the mice are happy, right? The cheese shop owner is very happy to have found his ideal mice, and to make matters even better for him, these new mice customers are more than happy to spend a lot more money on Roquefort than his old customers did on boring old cheddar, because his cheese shop is the only place they can find it. This is basically what SEO does. It matches the black-faced, long-eared, pink bushy-tailed mice with the cheese that they want. Okay, let me know if that makes sense in the comments before I go any further. So I'm going to give you the steps on how to make this work. All right, so that is basically what SEO is. It matches the ideal customer, or in this case the mouse, with the cheese that they want. That's what SEO is. So let's look now on how you want to match, how you can match what you sell with those who are looking to buy it online, thereby making you, allowing you the possibility to stand out from everyone else who's trying to sell the same boring thing to the same boring mice in this metaphor, and just looking and sounding the same as anybody else. Okay, so let's go through the steps. Okay, step one, make some notes if you want to, and ask questions if you want to, because I'm here for you. First, you need to identify, well, let me say this, you can do one of two things here, right? There's something for everybody here. You can do one of two things. You can identify your version of the long-eared, black-faced, pink bushy-tailed mouse with no front teeth who only eats Roquefort cheese. Who is it that you want as your guests? And the more specific you can get with your mouse, the better. However, the second way that you can do this, because most owners find this piece incredibly difficult, so let's start with the cheese instead, just by identifying at least 3 reasons or attractions in your area for which, guests visit. Why do they come? What are the three main attractions, the three main things that attract guests to your area? That's your cheese, right? Do you get the difference between the mouse, which is the ideal guest, and the cheese is the thing they want? Okay, let me know if you understand that. So if you're focusing on the cheese instead of the mouse, and that's perhaps an easier place to start. But I will warn you, it could take longer to find the right mice, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we need to start somewhere and get this rolling so that it can take on a life of its own, because trust me, it will. So let's start there. Start with your cheese. So now, step 2 is to do some keyword research, right? Don't get caught up in the jargon. I'm going to explain how you do this in a second. You need to find out what cheese people are interested in. What are the attractions? This means, right? This means going to the Google keyword tool, and you just Google it, oddly enough, to find it, and you put some phrases in that you think people are using to find the attractions in your area. And these could come from just questions that people ask you on a regular basis when they stay with you. You know, like, what time does this attraction X open? What's the best time of year to visit attraction Y? Where's the best place to see Z, or Z? These are the questions that people ask you at your B&B that you're familiar with, and you're probably answering on a regular basis, on every day of the week. So you put those questions into Google, and in Google's very helpful way, because it is very helpful to you, it will give you quite a long list of suggested phrases that you can use, right? So now you have a list of what phrases, using the keyword tool, just Google the keyword tool, it's very easy to find. Now you have a list of what phrases people type into Google to find those 3 attractions, and you might be surprised, because this is actual data that you can use. Instead of just guessing or just doing a cursory search on, B&B in your area, let's say B&B, London, for example. That's too general. You've got to get much more specific with your cheese and with your mouse as well. But if you start with your cheese, it's easier, okay? Get a lot more specific, and Google will help you with this. Right, now step 3, I'll come to the comments in a second. So now you go to Google as a user, open up a browser on your computer and type in one of these keyword phrases that Google has given you, that you've just found, and see what Google returns to you as answers to your queries, right? Because this means that Google will only be showing you the websites which it deems have the best answers to your query based on the words written on those websites, to make sure that they correspond as closely as possible to what you've searched for. Do you see what I mean? They only want to match the query, which is what cheese is there, with the people who with the provider. Sorry, they only want to match the query by the mouse to the cheese that's being offered, and they want to get as close a match as possible. And the closer they get to that match, the better your experience as a user of Google will be, and that's the name of the game for Google. Now, your shock when you do this exercise will probably be that none of the online travel agents will be featured in Google's responses. Why? Because, as I say, the name of the game for Google is that the words written on the websites must correspond as closely as possible to the search terms that have been used in the query. The less connection between the search term and the website content, the less Google likes it, and the less they will bring up those websites when that query is entered in to Google. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so it follows that the websites that are promoted by Google match exactly to the words in the search terms being used. So your job then is, once you've found your ideal mouse or your ideal cheese, or you've identified your cheese, is to create content that talks about those things, those mice and that cheese, right? Make sense? Let me know in the comments if you're getting this, because I've tried to make it into a story so that you can understand it better. But let me see. Sort of, Heather. Okay, great. You've got to have fun, Belinda, right? I do these things for my own benefit, because if I'm not having fun, then I will get bored. So I need to make things fun. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it too, right? I hope you are. Okay, it makes sense. Good. Okay, so let me give you an example, Heather, right? Just so that you got this, right? So if, for example, you went to Google and you wanted to find a dog trainer in your area, completely different topic, right? So for example, if you wanted to find a dog trainer in your area and you entered in dog trainer London or dog trainer, I don't know, Los Angeles, wherever you are, right? And booking.com was listed as a possible solution to your search, you'd be really disappointed, wouldn't you? Because there isn't much or anything on booking.com's website about dog training, right? So they can't use these longer, more specific search terms about attractions in your area. They can't, because their websites do not correspond to those queries, because they're not writing content on attractions in your area. They're not. That's not their business model. And this type of behavior, if they try to do it, it diminishes Google's reputation and potentially damages its business, because its whole business is built on its ability to match what people are looking for to those who provide it. So they penalize websites that are using keywords, keyword phrases that don't correspond to what people are expecting to find, right? So booking.com cannot use the keyword phrases that you can. Yes! This is where you can really win against the online travel agents, right? This is not difficult to do. So it's so simple, right? But hardly anybody does it. Hardly anybody thinks about their website in this way. Step 4, right? We've got 2 more steps to do. Step 4, now that you have your endless list of suitable keyword phrases, and they're long and they're specific, and you know who's using them, now your job is to write some content around those keyword phrases and optimize your entire website so it becomes a magnet for your mice, offering your own kind of cheese, the one that they want. Right? It's so simple to do, and yet hardly anybody even gives it a thought. They think it's complicated, search engine optimization, but it's not. It's really quite easy, and it's quite a lot of fun to do as well. Now, the last step is step 5. You're going to need what we call an SEO tool or plugin for your website. And that allows you to add your keyword phrases, what's known as meta tags and heading tags and a bit of technical stuff, and be one of the first websites to be returned to the mice searching for your particular brand of cheese in our story, in our metaphor. And that's it, right? If you spent a couple of weeks just going through every page, just doing that to every page of your website and writing content around just a handful of keyword phrases that could get you on page 1 of Google within just a few weeks, because this kind of stuff happens pretty quickly, you could start eliminating the need for online travel agents, saving you money on commissions that you're paying, and bring the very best mice who want your cheese, and who pay more money for your rooms, pay more money for your extras, your upsells, who are willing to spend more money with you because you've taken the time to actually lay out what they want. So let me know in the comments if you understand all 5 steps. I'm going to go over them again in a second. Right. Great. Okay, so let's go over the 5 steps just to recap. Okay, step 1 is to either identify your ideal mouse or to identify your cheeses, right? If you can't identify your ideal guest and I know it's a bit of a process and it doesn't come overnight, it is a process, then you surely know why people are coming to your area, right? That's easy, right? Those are your 3 cheeses, if you like. So identify 3 reasons that people are coming to your area, right? Once you've done that, you go to the Google keyword tool. This is step 2. You go to the Google keyword tool, just Google it, and Google will tell you where it is. And then you put some phrases, some questions that people ask you on a regular basis into that keyword tool. And as helpful as they are, Google will tell you what other phrases you can use on your website to get more visibility, more eyeballs, and more direct bookings, okay? Step 3, you then go open Google as a user, open a browser, open your Google browser, whether you're using Firefox or Google or whatever. Go to Google and type in your favorite search engine, type in one of the keyword phrases that you've just found, and see what Google brings to you as answers in response to your query. Okay? Remember that Google will only be showing you the best websites that have the answers to your query, right? So you can then go and see what keywords are being used, right? By doing the little right click on any of those websites and view page source, and then you can see what keywords they're using, right? Easy peasy. Step 4, now you have an endless list, a big list of suitable keyword phrases, and you know who's using them, right? Your job now is to write some content around those keyword phrases and optimize jargon, I know, but this is what it means, right? Your entire website, so it becomes a magnet. And step 5, use an SEO plugin tool in order for you to make it simpler. It makes it simpler if you've got an SEO tool. That's not difficult, they're often free. Okay? And if you just spent a couple of weeks doing just that, you could massively improve your visibility with the help of Google Analytics, which we haven't covered today. But you could massively improve your visibility and your, get in front of the people that you want to welcome just by being a bit savvy with SEO, right? Not difficult, right? So, any questions on that? Any questions so far? Does it all make sense? Just let me know, because if you don't, if it doesn't make sense, I'll find another way to explain it to you with another costume, maybe. I don't know. So, if you want some help with this, right, I'm going to be running a workshop with my business partner, Matthew Newnham, who is a professional copywriter. He writes for a living. And together with the SEO tools that I've just gone over with you tonight, you'll get more visibility, more eyeballs on your websites, which means more direct bookings, saving you money while you work less. I'm going to be running this workshop with a minimum of 10 people, right? If we don't get 10, we won't be running it because it's not worth our time. Your investment is around the cost of a room, really. You'd only have to sell 1 extra room in order for this to return to you, because you must always look at your return. When you invest in courses, when you invest in programs, you must always look on what am I getting back from this, right? You only need 1 extra booking directly for this to be 100% return on investment, because your investment is just $197 US, $197 US. So if you want this, just pop SEO workshop in the comments below if you're interested. There's no fancy sales page. I just need a minimum of 10 people to say yes, and we'll run it for you, okay? If you haven't participated in one of our rapid implementation, rapid results workshops before, then let me just assure you that you get personal one-to-one help with live coaching and mentoring throughout the entire workshop. It's going to run for 10 days. You're never left on your own to figure anything out. We don't do that. We're right there beside you every step of the way, especially with the techie stuff, right? Because let's face it, we all struggle a little bit with the techie stuff. So just put SEO workshop in the comments if you want to join in. We start on Monday, August the 1st for 10 days. There'll be short tutorials every day for you and 5 live coaching sessions during the 10 days. And you'll need about an hour of your time each day to learn and to implement. And as I say, if we don't get 10 participants, we won't be running it. So if you want in, who do you know? Who else do you know who'd love this as well as you, wants to save money, wants to get more direct bookings, complaining about the online travel agents? Who do you know who's doing that? So if you need any questions answered, send me a private message if you want to ask a question or anything at all. And I will hopefully see you on that workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun. We always have fun on our workshops. People have amazing breakthroughs on our rapid results, rapid implementation, rapid results workshops. So if you want to join in, $197. It's not a big investment, but it will be worth it, I promise you. So make sure that you put SEO workshop in the comments below if you want in. Great, 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 Belinda. Fantastic. Who else do you know, Belinda, who would like to be in on this? We need to get 10 in order to make it fun, in order to make it worthwhile for everybody, because everybody bounces off everybody else, right? Ideas are spread. 10 is the kind of magical number for a group where they get more than just me and Matthew. You get the wisdom and the experience of the whole group and their breakthroughs as well. So that's why we need to do 10. It makes it worthwhile for everybody. So who do you know? Okay. So any questions at all? Any other questions? Put them in the comments below. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay so I can come and say hi to you. And I will leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you had as much fun as I did. And I will see you in the group and see you somewhere else online as well. Hopefully see you in the workshop. So take care. Bye for now.